Hey guys, Phoenix Spring Tarot. So, Joe Biden, Uncle Joe. We haven't heard or seen much, if anything, of Joe Biden in the last few months. Not since his, we could say now, disastrous and incoherent debate against Trump and him stepping out of the presidential elections. Now, my understanding, now that we have had the US elections, is that when your administration is on the way out, and another administration, especially of a different party, is on their way in, your attention turns to a smooth and efficient transition or handover. So this Joe Biden allowing Ukraine to use US and UK, UK are in this as well, long-range missiles for the first time. To me, from an outsider looking in, from all of us looking in, it appears that this has come out of nowhere. And this move by Joe Biden has prompted Russia to lower their nuclear weapons threshold in retaliation. Yet, interestingly, in the UK, some papers are leading with Russia lowers its nuclear weapons threshold, and then in small print, or perhaps not at all, it's stating the reason why for it. Which is disingenuous reporting, but never mind. It's just something I noticed earlier today. So this is just to benchmark my understanding of this so far. Oh, and what I also know about this is that Russia has been warning the West for quite a few months now that if Washington allowed the Ukraine to fire US, British, or French missiles deep into Russia, Moscow would consider these nations as being involved in the war with Ukraine, so hence calling this a proxy war. Right, so I think this sums up my understanding of this situation and the knowledge that I'm going into this reading with as of the 20th of November. So this is not going to be a predictive reading unless predictive messages come up. We're just looking at the energies around this situation. I mean, looking at him, if he's not fit enough to even run for re-election, yet he's authorizing a critical piece of foreign policy, particularly around holiday time that could drag us into World War III in his last few weeks of power, I am just surprised more people are not asking, like, what is going on? To me, just an outsider looking in. This is just... Okay, so let's look at the energies around this. So Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels of the highest light, of the highest divine frequency, please protect myself, please protect and bless those viewing this reading. May we only channel messages of the highest light, of the highest frequency, of the highest truth, of the highest accuracy, of the highest nuance into this situation. May we only channel messages that could help provide us insight as to what is going on behind the scenes, and that could work for the elevation and the expansion of the awareness of the collective. Thank you very much. Ten of Pentacles reverse is your first card out. Okay, I'm just going to say this off the bat. Ten of Pentacles is one of the best cards that you can get in the deck. Right? It talks about legacy, it talks about success, it talks about, and success to come, it talks about a legacy of success. For it to be upside down like this, it's almost like either someone wanting to taint someone else's legacy or someone wanted to overshadow someone's legacy. So I didn't make sure that you could see that. Let's just, I'm not too sure. It's like wanting to put someone in a precarious position regarding affairs overseas as well. Remember when I did my reading on Trump, especially with what a Trump presidency would look like, one of the things that came through very strongly was that Trump's foreign policy would be at direct odds with the Democrats. Like he would be going in looking to make alliances in places where Western world or America hadn't previously made alliances. This move has sort of, I don't know whether, what I would say is that this move has sort of put Trump in a very precarious position. And it's interesting that Trump hasn't, as of yet, hasn't really come out and said anything. It puts him in a very precarious position, and he hasn't even stepped in yet. From an outsider looking in, it's like they just give me the word sabotage. It's like, but there's something about the word sabotage of Trump coming in that still, for me, even though I'm saying it, it doesn't sit right. Okay, so I'm just putting that out there. It still doesn't sit right. Trump can turn this around, though. Like, he can turn this around still. Sorry, I think these came up like this. So we have the Empress, we have the Two of Wands. So we're getting the Empress next to the Ten of Pentacles. It's like, this is the thing. This is where, when we have the Empress is one of the best cards you can get. I'm still going to go with sabotage. It has a sabotage, but I feel that there's something deeper than sabotage. It's like we have these two coming through quite prominently. So twos talk about a new cycle and a new phase. And that's what I said in my introduction, is this coming through before someone is entering a new phase to put someone in a precarious position. And notice he's holding the world, he's holding the globe. So there's something about foreign affairs and world affairs. And it's as if by doing this, they're trying to force or play Trump's hand. Because and I would link the reading that I did on what a Trump presidency would look like. In fact, that reading I did what a Trump's presidency would look like reading before the general elections, right? So, and in that reading, I also predicted that Trump would have won as well. So I'd link that above, and I'll link it in the chats below with the timestamp. I still feel that people with the sun, people see through this. Like, people see through this now, at least awakened people anyway. You know, this has just come out of nowhere. It's just, so people could see this for what it is, this place. So as much as the mass media want to say, want to lead with the story that Russia has lowered its nuclear weapons threshold, as much as they want to run with that story, which is what I've observed in some of the leading press papers here, what I'm picking up with this sun is that people see through that. Like legacy media, mainstream media can't fool us anymore. Okay, so I literally said can't fool us anymore, and I'm shuffling and the fool comes through. This is the thing. It's like, and this is legacy media thinking people are fools and walking on a cliff. But okay, so Spirit Guides, God and Angels, we are tuned in. Thank you very much for those messages so far. What else could you say about Joe Biden's state of mind in terms of doing this? Okay, thank you. What they're showing me in my mind's eye is, this is the thing, I was seeing, yeah. I feel with this, we have a Nine of Swords that's come through next to a Ten of Pentacles, next to a Knight of Swords. There is some decision with this Knight of Swords. There is something going on behind the scenes, or there is a story or a justification that's going to be released soon for this. However, what I'm picking up is, I'll tell you why this is hard to read. It's harder to read because, number one, Joe Biden isn't all there. Like, this is something that was rushed into in haste. This is something that wasn't well advised. It was something that basically was preemptive. It's a decision that shouldn't have happened. And a lot of people are holding their heads in despair or holding their heads in embarrassment as to why this is actually happening. I feel like there is, like, is it a senile moment? Or, But when I'm looking at this darkness here, I'm being told of the veil. So we're going to shuffle a bit more, and I'm going to see, because a lot of people in the administration are scratching their heads and a lot of people are scared, a lot of people are worried, a lot of people didn't expect this, a lot of people are confused as to why this is happening. I'm seeing people scrambling with this Knight of Swords as well to sort of try to craft a story or craft something that's reasonable, or to understand or craft a story that we would believe in terms of where this came from. Like, people have been caught on the back foot, because that's what I said in my introduction. It's a weird time of year to up the ante with your war. It's just strange to me. That's what I got from channeling. So in my introduction, that was part of me channeling. That's what I said. It's like, have you guys actually had Thanksgiving in the States? Forgive me for not knowing when Thanksgiving is. We don't have it over in the UK. Hang on, this is going to be really, really very annoying. Oh gosh, why is my Mac acting up? Okay, there we go. When is Thanksgiving over in the States? Thanksgiving 2024. What's the date? 28th of November. Right. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, you guys haven't had Thanksgiving yet. We are going into Christmas when things dial down. Like, this energy doesn't look good. I mean, anyway, let's continue. I'll come back to this world card in a minute. This card wants to come through. I ignored it at first, but it wants to come through. I'm not picking up a message with that Queen of Wands. Okay, so why did Joe Biden do let's dig deeper into this. What is the reason behind this? Let's dig a bit deeper. Do you know, with Joe Biden, I can't put a lock on him. I'm not getting a lock. And many times that I used to be able to lock onto him and lock onto him very well, he is not there. That's the thing. Like, I'm even going to shift deck now. Look at this. This is like thoughts, pies in the sky, ideas in the clouds. This is his mental mindset. This is the same card that I get. Let me go into my this is my Joe Biden deck. This is the deck that I use for people who, I use this this deck for Joe Biden. I also use it for Britney Spears. Basically, both of them. Anytime I need to do a reading on either of them, I use this deck. So it's like, let me show you what the Seven of Cups is in this deck, and you'd understand what I mean here. I can't get a fix on him. He's mentally not there. Like, he is far gone he's more far gone than we even are aware or think he is. He's barely, I'm just going to say it, he's barely functional. And I think this is one of the biggest crises in American politics that I'm really surprised that people aren't commenting on. Like, your sitting president, I'll just say the word allegedly to make sure I don't get into trouble. Your sitting president does not have his mental faculties. Going into the presidency, he did not have it. And I'm saying this from a person who's been a carer for someone with a mental debilitating disease, such as Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, dementia. I even worked for an organization that is leading in dementia research, and we had to be trained in it. So that's why I even recognize it. Whenever I channel Joe Biden, I see it in the cards. And this was even before he stepped into power. I've consistently talked about this. And it's just like, he can't even have a debate, but he's authorizing long missiles. I just don't get it. This is the Seven of Cups. This is the equivalent of this card. So notice someone is not with us. Someone is not present with us. They're in their own world. You know, they're in their own fantasy make-believe land. And this is what I'm picking up. This is the equivalent card. That's what I'm picking up with Joe Biden's energy. It's like someone being in their own world. But I want to see whether there's anyone behind the veil. Because he's never run the government. Allegedly, I just never think he has. I always think it's his administration or people behind him who do. I don't think it was him. I really don't think it was him. I think this decision came from someone else, and I don't think a lot of people but they're not giving me who. They're going to create some story and release it, that's for sure. They're going to create some story and they're going to release it. And it's going to be a lot of fair and this and that. And yeah, they're going to be releasing something soon. Oh, fix it, Trump, fix it. And like, it's... let me go into what we could expect coming up. What could we expect with this? What could we expect with this? This is the sort of move that you would make, let's say, near the beginning of your presidency or something. So what could we expect with this? Ace of Wands. High Priestess. I would not be surprised. Okay, fair enough. Thank you. Okay, guys, let's stand down. We have Ace of Wands, which talks about new beginning. I like this energy. I like this fresh magenta style energy, this carefree energy. There's someone coming in to either fix it, but like there's a higher knowing or a higher awareness when it comes to this situation that... And do you know what I'm picking up with this as well, particularly with these two pillars? I'm picking up with, we are witnessing from the outside looking in. And guys, I never speak like this. And you guys who are subscribers to my channel, you know I don't speak like this. You're sort of seeing the fight between good versus evil. Like, I don't speak like this at all, but that's the best way that they're giving me to describe this. It's like whoever's behind the veil, it's like the gloves are off. We are going to force and push through our agenda, irrespective of how it looks, is the energy that I'm picking up with this move. I don't care how it looks to you. This is, for those who are awake and those who are paying attention, this is, they're literally showing me someone's hands and the gloves being pulled off, or someone masquerading as one thing and the mask being pulled off and they are being revealed and their true intentions being revealed. That's what they're showing me with the High Priestess. For people who are awakened enough to see it. They're giving me the phrase, this is what your government has been about all along. This is the people behind the veil making their move. That is what we're talking about, the sun. It's like we're shining in on this. We see this for what it is. However, with the Three of Pentacles and the Judgment card, I don't feel all is lost just yet. Us as a collective, we hold so much power, you know, to make our voices heard, to come out and say, look, we are not about this nonsense. Just leave Russia alone and everyone just quiet down, you know, and come to the table and let us talk peace and let's draft a peace treaty. If America doesn't need to be involved, America doesn't have to be involved. Go to some other independent country. It's fine. Just, you know, let's get this done. This Three of Cups and this Judgment, I'm not sure who is going to bring that about. Let's see. Let me go into this other deck. The reason why I'm pulling away from this deck is because Joe Biden's energy is not here. Sorry guys, like this is someone else in his administration or someone else behind the veil who has really been running the country from behind the scenes all this time. It's their play. I'm not picking up on his energy. Irrespective of whether the press secretary comes out and says the reason why Joe Biden has done this is because of this, or whatever story they give. They're going to come out with a story, but this is a story that to me has been concocted, allegedly. You know, that they're going to present to the world and they're going to present it as some form of truth or fact. But I'm just not picking up Joe Biden's energy. Now, in this, now it could be, look, we have Ace of Wands behind the deck while I'm shuffling as well. It's like, I want to say that I don't see this going anywhere. I want to say that it's a lot of hot air, and people are, once the dust has settled, are going to be able to, with the sun, see this for what it's worth, and behind the scenes sort of quell it. However, the reason why I'm not confident with that message is because I'm not picking up on Joe Biden's energy, and the people behind the veil, I can't get I could see when people are behind the veil, but when people want to be hidden, as an intuitive and as a psychic intuitive, when someone energies purposely wants to be hidden, it's very hard to tune in. It's like people have free will, and me, myself as a reader, I have to respect that. Like when I'm reading, I never access or channel messages. I'm not allowed or permitted to channel, right? So this is an example of that. So that's why I'll do the best I can. Let's approach it from a different angle. Let's go away from Joe Biden, go away from the veil. Let's focus on and see if, from a predictive perspective, we can get clarity on whether this would go anywhere. So let's ask. So in terms of this World War III, like what's this? Is this going to escalate, or is this going to not escalate and peter out? Yeah, okay, so they're confirming for me. I don't see at the moment, things may get a bit hotter before they get cooler, but with this Ace of Wands, we have two Ace of Wands and we have a 2 here. This is what I'm saying. It's like, can you come to the table? What could we negotiate? What could we quell this? They're not quite, but I'm seeing 2 people coming together with the 2 of Cups. Let's get a clarifier for this 2 of Cups energy. Let's get a clarifier for this 2 of Cups energy. The 2 of Cups is coming next to the World, mind you, and it's coming up next to the High Priestess, and it's coming up next to the Sun. This is really positive energy and positive cards. When I was predicting Donald Trump winning the elections, this was the card I got, the World energy. Like, you can't get better than the Sun, which is talking about the majority of us as a collective being awakened. And you're talking about the sun shining in on the world. We have the High Priestess, which is also a very strong energy. So it's just a lot of people tapping into their inner knowledge, inner knowing, inner awareness. We are of a higher vibration now. Don't let your eyes and ears and what people present to you deceive you, right? Always maintain your sovereignty. Always maintain your intention in terms of what it is that you want. Never succumb to fear. Like, they're telling me this in my mind's air. Once a lot of us who are awakened are able to hold that energy and momentum of trusting ourselves, of wanting the betterment for the collective, of not being perceived and not being dragged into fear, not being dragged into insecurity and division. Each of us just managing to be grounded in that it's like that energy, believe it or not, this may sound sappy, but I'm being told that it's enough. It's like, yeah, we just see through, sorry, another way to put it is just, we just see through the BS now. Yeah, but I like seeing the High Priestess, the 2 Aces, talking about new beginnings, new diplomacy. Let's do something fresh, let's do a fresh start. And 2 people coming together and the world seeing that. I like that. I like that energy. And we have the Strength card again underneath the deck, you know, taming the beast, calming someone down. Yep, Ace of Pentacles wanted to come through before. I'm happy. We have the 2 again. Yeah, okay. So anything else? I don't want this to be too long. At least this is the energy that I'm seeing at this point in time moving forward. But what has me hesitant about this message? Yeah, it's like, yeah, talking about it in negotiations. It's like because someone is walking away, their time is done anyway. This, and again, this was a shock. This has just come out of nowhere. This situation has just come out of nowhere. Like, WTF, like, what is going on? But I don't see it, like people may talk, oh my God, World War III and that sort of thing. I see a lot of negotiations. I see a lot of justice. I see a lot of newness and fresh energy. I see a lot of doing away with the old and the old way of approaching things and doing things. And I did say that in my reading on Trump's presidency that his foreign policy was going to be very different. At this point, I am not seeing anything escalating. It may get hotter before it gets cooler. All of us as a collective need to ground ourselves and maintain our high vibration and high energy and not succumb to fear when it comes to this. But I'm not seeing it devolve into it just yet. It's like everyone stops just in the nick of time or something along those lines. Okay, so I'll say this, however, I'm always very transparent with my readings. The one thing that's concerning me about what I'm seeing and with this prediction, however, is that I can't tune into Biden's energy and I can't tune into the people behind the veil, because I may be seeing this and this could very well be on its way to being delivered. But if those people then counter with some other nonsense, then, you know, it could scupper all of this. And I can't see Joe Biden and behind the veil. I can't see their energy and their intention clearly, or their future intention clearly. I can't. Okay, so that's what I'm going to give. Okay, guys, let me know what you think. See you guys in future readings. Bye. Sorry, guys, I'm back. I realized I'd forgotten to add something, which is Putin's angle. Oh, sorry. What's Putin's angle on this? Like, when he has lowered the threshold, I believe it is, for using, the threshold for using nuclear weapons. Like, does he mean it? Does he mean it? Okay. Goodness, Putin. All right, we have the Knight of Cups. Spirit guides, guardian angels, please allow us to reconnect. We have Seven of Wands below the deck as well. I'm so glad I decided to do this. Hang on, guys, just give me a minute. Yeah, there we go. I'm really happy we decided to do this. Thank you to my spirit guides. Okay. Here's the thing, and guys, please correct me if I'm wrong with this. I'm happy to be wrong. But what is showing me in these cards here is that Putin has offered the US Ukraine ways to reconcile this. That has been offered. But the thing is, we have the Nine of Cups, but with the Nine of Cups reverse, he hasn't gotten what he's wanted. And what he's been getting, he feels hasn't been fair. What we're seeing is someone who feels that they are being backed into a corner and they are defending themselves with the Seven of Wands. And the thing is, against all odds, he would defend his country, he would defend his territory, he would defend the Russian people. And the more he gets backed into a corner with the Eight of Swords. Sorry, no. Oh, I can't give that message. I can't give that message. I don't think I can on YouTube. Sorry, there's a message coming through that I don't think I'll be allowed to give on YouTube. So let me, but I can still deliver this without giving that message. Okay. Trump has a lot of work to do. There is fast work of this happening in the background, but he has a lot of work to do to talk Putin off a ledge. We have the negotiation cards here. It can happen with the Two of Cups. But you know when someone comes at you and you're ready to go at it? It's going to take a lot of talking down. But I do see it happening in the background here though, with the Eight of Wands. There is talk to calm Putin down happening in the background. And I see it here with the Two of Cups. I'm seeing it with the Eight of Wands. What else with Putin? Give me more energy around Putin. Would he actually use the nuclear weapons? I I'm not picking up that he wants to. I'm not picking up that he wants to. Do you know what the message I'm getting? And all messages are alleged until proven fact. Coming from my sovereignty. I am tired of people coming from my sovereignty, coming from my state, being a threat to me. And I would protect, this is him rising above the stormy waters. I would protect my state. I would protect my sovereignty. That's what I'm getting. Yeah. It's like someone feeling that their way of being and their way of life is under attack and wanting to protect it. I'm not seeing anyone devil. Do you know what I'm picking up with this energy, guys? He's a very closeted energy as well. So he's not a very easy energy to read. So I can't get into his eyes, get into his ears or anything like that. But what I'm picking up is the sort of energy around him, like his vibration. That's what I'm picking up on. And what I'm picking up on, his main concern is leave me alone, I would leave you alone. Like not wanting to be controlled. This is where, and I was talking about sovereignty, protecting his lands. Like that's for him. There is a lot of pride in Russia and pride in his country and power that comes from that. That's what he's looking at. I'm picking up, you know what? I'm picking up another phrase. You American people, we don't have time for your games, is another thing that I'm picking up on here. They are very much aware that someone may have acted rashly. I almost feel from Putin's side, like, stop baiting me, stop doing this. This is not Putin's energy. This is someone, again, this is Biden coming in at Putin. Like a Knight of Swords, in terms of the court card, is the most immature court card. It's someone who acts rash, acts out of pocket, acts without thinking. And Putin is aware that this has happened. Like, he knows the play. He knows, like, why do this now? He understands what's going on in America. He gets it. He knows. But not because he knows or he's aware of what's going on means that, like, he is ratcheting up the rhetoric, so to speak, but he knows the game he's also playing. Putin is also playing a game. So he's just like, all of this is a game and he's playing along. But I do get a feeling, though, that he is tired of all of it. Like, I do get that message as well. So again, I just thought, because, so I was going to end the reading, but I just thought, let me go into Putin's energy real quick and see what's going on there. But I think he knows what the play is. He knows that Biden isn't all the way there. He knows what the American people want as well. He knows that Trump is coming in and they'd accused Trump of colluding. Like, he gets the whole play. So it's like he's just playing his part. They're showing me actors on a stage. He's playing his part as well in this whole drama. Like hedging your bets. He's hedging his bets in terms of all of this. Yeah, 10, 9 of Cups. I don't see this at this point in time, it's escalating any further. We have the Tower that's come up again. The overarching energy is I don't see it escalating unless someone purposely looks to stoke. Okay, let's phrase it this way. They're giving me a better way to phrase it. There's a way to dial this down and dial this all the way back. Trump, they've really compromised Trump. interesting. Let's see what he does about this, because they've really compromised and undermined Trump through doing this. Like they've forced his hand in a way. And they're telling me my air weakness, but let's see what Trump does, because this tower does concern me. This tower concerns me. Like there's a chance for peace, there's a chance to resolve things and to do it quickly and swiftly at that. There's an opportunity to do that. But this tower concerns me. There is some Uranus left field energy that I'm not seeing. There's a probability of that coming in and ratcheting it up the ante even more. And that's why I was saying things may get worse before it gets better. Okay, I think I've said everything now. Okay, guys, bye.